What's up everybody, it's Matt from Peter Glenn, and in this video we're going to show you how to push around on your snowboard and get from here to there when you're not on the lift. Let's check this out. Okay, so obviously when we are snowboarding, we can't be riding down the hill all the time, and sometimes you need to get from here to there, and you don't want to have to unstrap both bindings and walk to those places. Basically, we want to take one foot out and we want to push ourselves around. So getting around on a snowboard is definitely something that you want to be able to do, whether it's day 1 or day 100, whether you're beginner or advanced, you need to know how to do this. You need to be able to get yourself around in the lift line. Also, you might get to a point where you just need to go, like maybe on a cat track, and you might stop and you need to get to the end of the cat track, and it might not be worth unstrapping and walking and then strapping in, and it's just safer and faster to actually just push yourself over there. So obviously when we're going to do this, we're going to have our front foot strapped in and we're going to have our back foot out, and the back foot is what we're going to use to push around, much like pushing around on a skateboard. And don't worry, if you don't know how to skateboard, you don't have to learn how to do this, but this could actually help you to learn how to skateboard a little bit if you want to in the future. So what we're going to do is take our front foot, just like when we're snowboarding, we do keep our weight on our front foot. We don't lean all the way forward, but we do put our weight on our front foot. It's exactly the same. And then we are going to, again, just take the back and push. It's very, very simple. Now, one thing that you can do is you can put your foot in front of the board on your toe side edge, but you can also put it in the back on your heel side edge. Now, when you do put it on the toe side edge and you are pushing, you're gonna have your back foot a little more parallel to the board, and you're gonna push much like a skateboard. You can get a lot of power because you can transfer your energy, and you can actually stay on your toe a little bit on your front foot, and it's just a little bit quicker to actually do that. It can feel a little uncomfortable though, because as you're pushing, the board kind of wants to go towards your heel side edge as you're doing it. And it's just something that you will learn to do in the long run. But take a few pushes, and then you take your back foot, set it on the board, right on your stomp pad, and push it right against your back binding and glide. Now, if you're gonna do it in the back on your heel side edge, there's nothing wrong with that. And that can be a little bit more comfortable because your body isn't twisting up as much, and your foot is actually gonna be a little bit more perpendicular to your board. And you're almost gonna be pushing sideways with your foot as opposed to toe to heel. You're gonna be pushing from the inside of your foot, or the outside of your foot to the inside of your foot. But again, it's an easy way to push and to actually get yourself around. And this is better for if you basically have to go like a little short distance. You just need to, unstrap and go a couple feet to get into the lift line and to move yourself through the lift line. But at the end of the day, they both work, and they're both are gonna get you around and get you to the places you need to be. Another thing that's good to know is if you need to go up the hill, let's say you take a fall and you lost your goggles, or you lost your beanie, or maybe you need to go down a different path that you just missed and we need to go back up the hill a little bit. So with this one, what you're actually gonna do is you're gonna take your back foot out, obviously still leave that front foot in, and you're gonna take your back foot and you're gonna put it in front of your board on your toe side edge. We're gonna dig our toe side edge into the snow, and you're almost gonna jump or hop a little bit, and you're gonna kind of hop forward, stretch your leg out, plant that foot, and then you're gonna bring the board up. So it's almost kind of like you're hopping yourself up at the hill 1 foot at a time. Just keep digging that edge in and using that to push off, and that'll get you up quick. And you can go slow, you can go fast, whatever works best for you. But that's the best way to actually get up a hill without having to take your board off, because when you take your board off, you do run the risk of dropping your board and it going flying down the hill without you, which is something you want to avoid 100% of the time. But the nice thing about this is that this is something that you can actually practice. If you just got your new snowboard and you haven't been out yet, it's actually really, really good to go do this in your front yard. Just find some flat snow and push yourself around, or even practice that hopping. You don't actually have to be going uphill to use that hopping method, but do this a lot and really, really practice. Once you can push yourself around and get some speed and set your foot on the back of the board and kind of glide, it's a good skill because you're gonna use this when you get on and off the lift as well. And the lift is 100 times easier to ride than the tow rope. So I always highly suggest people before your first day and you've got your board and bindings, go out and practice as much as you can on that flat snow. Learn to push yourself around, learn to get yourself some speed, and then learn to maneuver the board a little bit as you're gliding. And this is gonna help you everywhere in the mountain when you don't have your back foot strapped in. All right, well, hopefully that helps out a little bit. And like I said, get out and practice this as much as you can when you're first learning to ride, even if you've never been snowboarding before. If you have your board and bindings and you've got a chance to go out and practice this, or even if you've been out riding once or twice, it's a great skill that you can actually develop very, very fast, and you don't need a hill to do it. But if you got any questions beyond what we talked about in the video, definitely leave some comments down below. We're on there every single day trying to answer your questions. We wanna make sure we can get you into some rad gear, but most importantly, we wanna make sure that you can use it well. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and definitely get that notification bell on too so you can find out when all our new videos drop. Grab yourself a new board and bindings and boots. Get out in your front yard and practice, and then get to the hill, because any day of riding is a good day of riding.